Hello, and welcome to Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses, the podcast where you will discover all the latest and greatest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. If you are not getting the results you are looking for from your digital marketing efforts, this is the podcast for you. And now, here's the host of our show, the local business guy himself, Frank Deming.
Hello, everyone. This is Frank Deming, the local business guy. Welcome to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day, everyone. I hope you guys are having a rockin' week thus far. Today, folks, I want to get into something because it's the beginning of a new quarter of 2023. We're already in April. So this is our first episode of the second quarter of 2023. Can you believe it? Man, seems like this year is flying. Anyway, today I want to talk to you about something that you need to start doing. I'm not seeing, well, my clients are doing it, but I want more of you guys to do it as well. And I want to talk to you about omnichannel marketing. You need to be omnipresent today's day and age to make an impact in your business. Okay. Now, what do I mean by omnipresent? First of all, being omnipresent, the reason why I like it is because it actually includes online and offline touchpoints. Touchpoints of how people can get a hold of you as the attorney if they need it. If they need you as a personal injury attorney, if they need you as a family law attorney, if they need you as an estate planning attorney, they need you as an employment law attorney. You need to have or create multiple ways of them to get a hold of you. And all those touch points need to be not just online, but it needs to be offline too. Okay. And I know that sounds kind of interesting coming from an online guy. But what I mean by offline, here's what I'm talking about. A lot of times, there's certain behaviors that we have outside of the office. So, if you're a Starbucks visitor, frequent visitor of Starbucks, all that stuff, you usually have your cell phone with you. So although you are not searching, there are ways of tracking that information. And that way we are if you've been searching for an attorney for whatever reason, there are ways from an offline perspective that we'll know certain things about you. So that way we can put your information in front of the right attorney in terms of when you need their services. That's what I mean by offline. So offline meaning even if you're not searching at the moment, but you have searched in the moment, it's all about behavioral tracking. Okay. So that's what I mean. So, you got to have multiple touch points. Also, you also want to have, a way for them to have online appointment scheduling. Okay. Yes. The old school way of picking up the phone and calling someone for an appointment, that's great. Okay. But we're in a way, we're entering a era where the younger millennial, the older millennial is more in tune to where the Gen Xers were, or Gen Xers are, I should say. I'm a Gen Xer. But the younger millennial who's closer to the Gen Z is transitioning more into like very low contact thing. So they want a way where I can go to a website, perform an action, and then get a result as a result of that action that I just took. So what I mean by, I'm just said a whole lot of words, but here's what I mean. So you want something like an online appointment scheduling thing. These folks who are now becoming your clients, by the way, as they get older, are more accustomed to just doing stuff like that online. The likelihood of them picking up the phone and calling and say, hey, can I make an appointment with said attorney, is becoming less and less. And are you still going to get that? Yes. I'm not saying to get rid of your phones and all that. No, I'm just saying you want to. Omnipresence doesn't just mean by putting, like I said, advertising in front of someone. Omnipresence also means setting up your website in such a way that it attracts a younger demographic as well as an older demographic. Okay. You want to maximize the amount of people who are actually reaching out to your law firm. And the way to do that is to make sure it caters to a vast variety of different types of personalities. Okay. And having an online appointment scheduling tool is going to do that. Also, having like a text messaging mechanism. Hey, I noticed that you went on my website, blah, blah, blah. And, you send them the text message. They love that younger demographic. Okay. And increase your social media channel involvement. A lot of attorneys, the younger attorneys they get it. But the older attorneys, I'm noticing, they don't want to play that game. And okay, if you don't want to play that game and you're thinking about just selling the practice, okay, that's fine. Maybe you're on your way out. But if you don't want to play that game and you're not thinking about selling the practice, then you should start thinking about playing that game. Because what's going to happen is, as 5, 10, 6, whatever years come by, you're going to see a huge decline in how much business you're actually getting from the internet. I don't want that to happen to you. Okay. So in other words, I want you to provide, understand, this episode is all about omnichannel marketing. And I've said this before on omnichannel marketing. I'm talking about, advertising on Hulu, advertising on your cell phone, advertising on social, advertising on Google, advertising on Bing, advertising on all kinds of social channels. That's one form. Another form is making sure that your website or your practices of how to engage with your clientele is multifaceted throughout different types of genres. Okay, the older generation, the younger generation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You want to improve your online engagement with your potential customers. Okay, hope that helps. Now, I want to give you some other facts. I love facts. I'm going to give you a secret weapon for law firms in the digital age. When it comes to omnichannel marketing. Okay, and for you to understand this secret weapon, I want to give you some stats. So hopefully by seeing these stats or hearing about these stats, in this case, you will decide to take action on omnichannel marketing. And I'm talking about the whole gamut. I'm talking about what we just talked about just now, as well as all of the different channels that we talk about in the past. Okay, so here we go. Here's some interesting facts, and this fact comes from the Aberdeen Group, which is a publication that I follow a lot. As you guys know, I'm a huge stats fan. Companies with omnichannel customer engagement strategies retain 89% of their customers on average, compared to 33% of those with weak omnichannel strategies. That's according to Aberdeen Group. Now, that's some powerful stuff. Would you agree? With that, is that something that will make you say, hey, this is worth investing my time in learning on how to, embrace this omnichannel method. Another stat that I want to share with you is 55% of consumers use 3 or more channels to communicate with companies when making a purchase. This is according to a publication named Aspect. 55% of consumers use 3 or more channels. What does that tell you? 3 or more channels to communicate with companies when making a purchase. That tells you that you have to be in more than one channel. Because if they find you in one channel and then they continue searching, and they don't find you in any other channel, but they keep seeing another company or another law firm that is similar to yours, that's in your area, etc., they're going to go with the one they see more. That's a fact. So, understand the importance of omnichannel. Last but not least, before I let you go, and this is according to the Epsilon publication, another very interesting publication that I like to follow. 80% of consumers are more likely to purchase from a company that offers personalized experiences. Now, this is what I'm saying. So if you think about it, here's what I mean by personalized experiences. In the last example I gave you, in terms of different omnichannel thought processes, a personalized experience for me, Frank Deming, would be that if I can get someone on the phone and say, hey, I'm looking for XYZ. Does your law firm provide that? That to me is a very personalized experience. And that could probably, for you, be the same thing. However, for other people, a personalized experience can be, hey, can I go on a chatbot and ask this chatbot questions at 2:00 in the morning? And then have a response the next day. The chatbot's going to go through the responses, but the next day someone call me up and say, hey, I saw you wasn't on chat, yada, yada, yada. Can I go on the website and fill out a form and get a text message right away and saying, hey, someone's going to connect with you tomorrow morning? Because that's the way that person chose to engage with your business. So I want you to think about these things, okay? So remember, omnichannel, that's another form of omnichannel, because now you're engaged and I'm giving you multiple touch points within my environment. My cell phone is an example. Email is another example. So I can engage with you in those different forms, but not the way I want to communicate, but the way you, the customer, wants to communicate. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you need to do. And that's going to lift your firm to a different level in this year, 2023. Okay. So if that's not something that you're doing right now, you want to start thinking about doing it. And if you need help by doing stuff like that, give us a call, 888-416-7752, or send us an email at info@lbmsllc.com. We will love to accommodate you. So with that, I am going to put an end to this episode. I hope you guys got a lot out of it. Please share this episode. to anyone that you think needs to hear it. Or if you want to continue getting advice like this, please subscribe in the listening app that you love the most. So until next week, this has been Frank Deming, the local business guy. Take care and bye for now. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses, the podcast where you will discover all the latest and greatest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. Don't forget, any links that were mentioned during the broadcast will be available to you in the show notes, so be sure to grab them while you have the chance. Incidentally, if you have any topics that you would like for us to discuss on the show, be sure to send an email to the email provided in the show notes, or click the Contact Us link and let us know what topic you would like us to help you with, and we'll be sure to add it to our schedule. If you would like for Frank and his team to look at your digital marketing presence and give you a free evaluation, simply click the Request a Free Consultation link in the show notes to get a hold of them. That being said, until our next episode, make it a successful digital marketing day. Peace out.